We have to finish this series, or we're gonna lose the shop, man!
We are probably not going to lose the shop. My great-grandfather bought it back in the 1930s. In part 2 of this mini-series, you may remember that we had everything pretty much cleaned up. In part 3, I'm going to talk about the detailing and painting of the parts that we removed from the back of my Trans Am. I decided to paint it black. I made sure to mask off the hard brake line that runs along the top of their axle and painted it silver. The next thing we did was paint the leaf springs. We hung them from the ceiling and painted them black as well. I used some rust stop paint. I figured why not? We might as well paint the underneath of the car and maybe it will stop some of the rust from spreading. I previously treated the whole area with rust converter that we used earlier in this project. The clean and painted axle was so heavy that we had to roll it around on a two-wheel dolly, which made it a bit easier to get it back underneath the car. We used some jacks, the dolly, and just overall brute force to finally get the axle back underneath the car. Next, I attached the shocks and reversed the uninstall process, finishing the rear end with the blue anti-sway bar.
I got it. Firing, you're going? Yeah. Okay.
If you remember in part 1 of this 3-part miniseries, we could not figure out what kind of axle was actually in the car. There was some information on the build sheet and the axle tube. My dad explained different types of differentials and how they work. We opened it to find out what type it was.
There's a couple different sizes. This is on an F-body, so it has an 8.5 inch, what's called a ring gear. So up there is the pinion, and then it interacts with gears with a ring that's like that. And so as this one turns this way, it turns that one that way, or whatever way that goes. So it turns. It basically changes the direction of the energy from this way to this way. Probably going to need a flat-bladed screwdriver here pretty soon.
That part is in this short clip.
Yeah, they don't need to watch it.
We took a bunch of pictures of the internals of the differential. Pictures of the carrier, pictures of the caps, pictures of the ring gear, and just generally a lot of pictures. As promised in part 1 of this mini-series, I would let you know how it turns out. Drum roll please. I have a 2PJ 2.41 open differential. That should be good enough for just driving around until I can afford to change it. If you remember when we were identifying the axle in the first video of this mini-series, it had lots of oil and dirt all around the underside of the car. My dad had said that this was due to a leak in the pinion seal, so we replaced the pinion seal. We used a shade tree method. There was other ways to do this, but we just counted the threads that were exposed in front of the pinion nut, hoping to get it back close to where it was originally. Two threads out.
Two threads shut. We might tighten it just a smidge because I think it was a little loose, to be honest.
Yeah, it was really funny.
What's that?
It was when I was trying to do it, when I was doing a video for music class. There's a stock media that said 2 + 2 = 5,000.
So that would be what you would call wrong.
Exactly. Two threads?
Nope.
One thread?
1 1/4 maybe. It's getting hard to turn, that's the problem. I need something to
Like more leverage?
keep it from turning.
More leverage. Oh. More leverage.
I think that's really close. I think that's right. See if it feels the same way to you.
I'll pause the video real quick. After that, we needed to put everything back together. After that, we needed to put everything back together. It seemed like everything has a torque specification. We looked up the torque specification on the internet for the GM 10-bolt differential cover, and it turns out that it is 22 foot-pounds.
Found out that on the internet, thanks to some website, GMC trucks or something.com, it's a forum, that the torque settings for a stock GM 10-bolt differential cover using a gasket is 22 foot-pounds. So we've got our handy-dandy little torquey wrench here, and it will torque the way we want it to. So now we got to set it to 22 foot-pounds, and it's very difficult for me to see because our light sucks. I want to set that to 22 foot-pounds. Right now, it's set to 10. There's 20 right there. So once I get back to the center, there's 20. Now I got 20, and I need to go to 2. Is that right? I can't see it.
I can't see it either because the camera's in front.
Can you see it?
Nope.
The 0 should be on 20.
Excuse me, holy crap. I can't see anything, there's not enough light. My dad set up the torque wrench.
Top one?
I don't think I understand how to do that, but the differential cover is back on and I torqued all the bolts. I'm very uncomfortable and I can't. Still pausing.
So get it on there.
Oh shit.
It ratchets. No. Oh, did you turn it?
Yeah. Okay.
Perfect. 22. Pausing. Okay. Okay, now go across from that one. No, across. Across. That one. Go hold it on there straight. Good. Okay, now go across from that one. Yeah, there you go. Close enough.
Close enough.
As long as you're kind of going,
That's very reassuring.
as long as you're tightening them in a, and you need to ratchet. See, you can ratchet it back so you can get a really good pull push on it. Perfect. That sounds right. You'll check them all here, and after we do them all, you'll check them all.
And across from that one would be.
Just pick one over here somewhere.
Already did this one though.
Okay.
So
And pick the bottom one. This one here.
already did that one.
Okay. Now across from that one, and maybe over there.
Where?
Maybe that one. It's already done. Do the one just above it. No. Yes.
Done.
Okay. Just check them all now. I think you got them all.
No, I did not. I know.
You'll find one that you haven't got. Just check them all. There you go. Okay. Okay. Okay, you ratchet it. Okay. Perfect. Okay. Do that one again. Get it flat and hold it where you can get good control of the wrench. And just pull down. Okay, good. Now check the one just below it, like that one. Because I think you've got them all, the rest of them. Maybe the one just below that, just for good measure.
No one below that.
Yeah, I just check them all again. You just go around the ring. I'm sure they're all fine, but you don't want a big mess in your driveway.
You know, I know.
It only takes a second.
My arm hurts. It feels like it takes months. Not months, but longer than just a minute. Or a second.
Okay. Okay. Perfect. Okay. Good job. Give yourself a thumbs up. Give yourself the middle finger.
Okay. We removed the bung from the fill hole. Out of the bung hole. My dad had made a bunch of bad jokes about bung holes. We used a 90-weight synthetic gear oil from a local parts store and a fluid transfer device.
Air in it.
Yo, I just threw up. That was awesome. That nice, juicy, synthetic gear oil.
Okay, so I got all the gear oil in this transfer pump. I'm going to take off the, can you see the bolt? You probably can't. It's right there. The bung.
I'd have to turn this to see everything.
Then we're going to just put it in there.
Whatever, we'll try that.
It goes in the bung hole.
The bum hole.
And I'll just push it in there.
Not your bum hole, because that's weird. Hopefully I have enough battery for this.
There's 16 ounces.
And And we're just gonna keep repeating this process.
That's right.
Now I'm gonna end it. And we're back. More oil going into a hole.
You gotta lube your bunghole. I mean, you gotta fill your bunghole with lube.
Synthetic oil. Synthetic oil.
Okay, that's full again.
Oh my, there's a giant hand in the camera. Try not to get the camera in the way.
It's okay.
You sure?
Yep.
What about my hand?
Whatever.
Oh man, I can feel the synthetic oil right there.
Okay, so this is 32 plus another 16.
Which would be 48.
48. So we're about 2 quarts now, right?
Is it overfilling or what is that?
I don't know, we're gonna find out. Oh, it's done, dude.
Stick some of it back up so it doesn't smell.
Yeah,
Maybe. Nope.
that's how you know it's.
Oh gosh. Oh my gosh. That was weird. Oh, that sounds so disgusting.
Like somebody taking a crap or something.
Yeah. Man, you having a good time in the bathroom? Jesus. You okay in there, bud?
Okay. Now we're ready to put the bunghole.
We filled it until the fluid ran out of the bunghole, which was about 48 ounces.
The bunghole.
Or
Where did I put the bung?
I don't know where you put the bung. That's not good.
There it is.
Where? Where did you put the bung of the hole? Oh, right there. And now it should be able to turn nicely, hopefully. Let's...
My hands are so greasy. They're so oily I can barely turn the thing.
Your hands are super lubricated that you can't turn it at all.
Yeah. Need to start with
Can't turn it off. Here, you want me to do it? Because my hands are not
greasy.
greasy.
Because the actual device is dirty, greasy too.
You sure about that?
With that, everything is clean and painted and back on the car. The rear axle and springs have all been detailed and serviced at least as much as we were able to do. I did replace all the hardware inside the rear drum brakes and fixed the broken clip and fastener on the right leaf spring bucket. As my old tradition, I did not take any pictures or video of that. You'll just have to trust me that it's done. Again, all I have left to do is the front of the car, the middle of the car, the outside of the car, under the car, inside of the car, the engine and drivetrain, so pretty much everything else. Thank you for watching. Make sure to leave a comment for that trailer hitch. We still have it. Please like and subscribe to my Patreon and YouTube, and remember, stay classy.